Hi y'all, welcome to Petite Weaver Crafts episode 4. This is a video podcast about knitting, spinning, weaving, and all the little crafty things that I get myself into. I'm recording here from Los Angeles on June 12th, 2016. My name is Annie and you can find me on Instagram, Ravelry, and Periscope as Petite Weaver. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have some stash enhancements, finished objects, a ton of whips, a little bit of sewing, and I'll actually talk a little bit about my calligraphy at the end. So first up is stash. I got a new Spoonflower order in. If you guys haven't heard of Spoonflower, it's a website where you can have fabric printed on demand. You can either upload your own designs or browse other independent fabric designers. And you get to choose your base fabric. And they have everything from knits to jersey to canvas. So the two that I got is this super adorable watercolor sheep pattern. And this is called Sheep Ditzy by Abigail Decker. And the fabric that I have it printed on is the cotton linen canvas. It was on sale, so I wanted to purchase some fabric to make project bags. And then the other fabric that I got is called Happy Knitting Friends. And how cute are these little yarn balls? Super cute fabric. So yeah, that's it for stash for this week. Now on to finished objects. So today I have my Heaven, Earth, and Sea shawl by Heather Boyd. It's a crescent shaped shawl and I knit it out of Hue Loco's yarns in the aqua colorway and the pebble colorway. And look how gorgeous this is. It has the different wedge sections and it's mostly garter with a couple of lace panels. It was a pretty easy knit and I absolutely adore it. It's super squishy and giant if you couldn't tell. Yeah, love it. Now on to my parade of whips. I knit so much this weekend I actually hurt my wrist a little bit, so you can see I'm wearing a little brace. Yeah. So listen to your body. If your wrist starts hurting, just stop knitting. It's gonna be okay. There's no deadlines. I obviously ignored that. So I've been taking a couple of days rest and hopefully my wrist will feel a little bit better soon. But I didn't get too much progress, or I didn't actually get any progress done on my Cushman sweater that I showed you guys last time. This is the back, and you can see the texture detail. This is a pattern by Amy Herzog and it is knit out of Blue Sky alpacas in the colorway Primrose, since I cast it on 3 other projects since I saw you guys last. Up next is the first pattern released by Helen Stewart as part of the Shawl Society. The shawl is named Talisman and it's a crescent shaped shawl with a little bit of textured pattern and then a lace border. But I got about 20% done on her shawl. I don't know if you can see the textured detail. This is a star stitch, I believe it's called. So if you haven't heard of the Shawl Society, it is like a mystery knit along, and it lasts over 6 months, and every month she releases one shawl pattern. Helen writes all of her patterns in the percentage checklist format, which means like you can kind of check off like how far you've gone so far and then double check with how much yarn you have left to make sure you never run out, which is really, really nice. This first shawl is very simple, mostly stockinette, so I've kind of been zooming through it and I'm enjoying it so far. The next thing I casted on this week was the Starshower cowl that I mentioned in episode 2, I think. So I wound up my PALKAL mini set, and this is yarn dyed by the lovely Danny of Prairie Girls Knit and Spin, and her yarn company is called One Twisted Tree. And here it is so far. So the cool thing about this cowl is you actually started off like a crescent shaped shawl and then you connect and then knit in the round. So I'm almost to the point where I can connect and start knitting in the round. But how cool is that texture detail? Super fun. Also pretty easy to memorize, so I've been enjoying knitting this during lunch. Next is my Meridian Cardigan by Locatelli, and it is living in my Hue Loco bag now that the shawl has vacated its home. I probably doubled my progress since I showed you guys last time. Okay. So you can see the stockinette and the little cable detail, and then the garter, and then seat stitch. And as I mentioned last week, this is a really neat cardigan in that you knit across the body and to make the skirt part of the cardigan, and then you pick up from the side and you knit up for the body. I still got a bit of knitting on it, but the yarn I used is from Forbidden Woolery, and it's their Pride lace base, and the colorway is Archangel. You can see it's a neutral color with a tiny bit of speckling in it, and I don't think the camera picks it up, but there's also stellina in the base, which is super cute. Lightweight cardigan. It'll be great for early fall area. Hopefully I'll have it done by then. We shall see. Alrighty, on to my Cozy Memories blanket. I did a little bit more knitting on this one than I did last week. Last time you guys saw me, I was on this square here, and then I added another 4 squares and then started the next row. So this will be my 6th row. So this lovely square here is Yarn Ink, is the dyer, and the colorway name is Heart and Soul, and it's just on her basic sock. And look how I love this color. I think I want full-size skeins of this one. I knit this thing 12 squares wide, and then the plan is to have it 16 squares or 16 rows tall. And I'm starting row 6 now. Yeah, each square is 51 stitches with a center double decrease for the ridge, and unstretched it's about 4 inches wide and 4 inches tall. Once I block it, it might be closer to 5.5 or 6. We'll see. That should make a pretty good size couch throw that I can snuggle under to watch TV and stuff. My little dog lady loves this blanket. Every single time I pull it out, she kind of snuggles in on it. And this week I actually picked up crochet again. I was inspired by a lovely Instagrammer, Dana Ray 19. I saw her little Hexie blanket that she was using her scraps for, so I kind of prototyped what I wanted to do with the Hexies as well. So the pattern that I use is actually a African flower. You can see here. So here's the African flower, and then I'm joining the squares using just some plain black Cascade Heritage sock base. Yeah, and I only gotten 2 squares so far, but I kind of wanted to see, and look how cute they are. I'm really excited for this. I haven't crocheted in a long time, but yeah, I just love the way Dana's blanket was looking, so I kind of wanted to pick up crochet again. I'll insert the pattern that I used here in the show notes below, or you can also find them on my blog at petiteweavercrafts.blogspot.com. Alright, that's all my whips. You guys bored yet? So since I hurt my wrist a little bit, I took a little break from knitting and crocheting and did a bit of sewing this week. The lovely fabric that I got from Spoonflower I made into project bags. So I have the medium-sized project bag here and the sheet, and then I made a bunch of a smaller project bag. Here's the happy yarn balls and rainbow dots. Here's the smaller one, and this one is housing my Starshower cowl, so that's 1 ball of yarn and then plenty of room for the shawl as it grows. And here's the medium-sized bag. This one fits about 2 skeins of yarn, and then the project's sitting on top, so wonderful size for my Shawl Society shawl. Let me know if you guys like these. They're similar pattern, or I put them together very similar to my really big project bags. They're just smaller measurements. Yeah, I ended up making 7 project bags this weekend, so super productive. I'll send them off to some of my fibery friends this summer. But yeah, I absolutely adore the fabric from Spoonflower, and like I mentioned, this is the cotton linen canvas, so it has a very nice crisp to the bag. So lastly, I wanted to talk about a new calligraphy pen that I picked up recently. This is the Daedalus Pen by Desiderata Pens. He is a custom pen maker on Etsy. So here is a close-up of the Daedalus pen. It is a fountain pen that has a built-in flexible nib that can be used for calligraphy. And it's all enclosed, you can see here. This is a flex nib or a dip pen nib, very similar to the ones here I use. And this is called a straight holder, and this is called a oblique holder. And the difference is the angle in which you can hold the nib. This allows for easier writing when you want to write at a slanted angle. So yeah, this pen is really, really neat. You can draw really straight, thin lines or flecks for nice shading as well. Yeah, this tip has a very wide shading range. And I really just love having a calligraphy pen that I can just toss into my purse. Yeah, you can see the grooves for the twist closure, so it actually doesn't leak at all when I have it in my purse. So I also picked up some coloring postcards by Millie Marotta, and the collection is called Animal Kingdom. And I picked these up from my local Michael's, so you should be able to find them as well. And they're super cute. So here is a flamingo, and then a super cool bunny. Oh, sorry, the camera blew that out. It's a bunny, and yeah. Adult coloring is like all the rage these days, so I wanted to kind of see how I felt about coloring. I used to love it as a kid, but I was like super, I don't know, anal about making sure I stay in the lines. So I've actually been using my calligraphy pens to kind of color in the super small details. So here is one of the cards that I colored in recently. As you can tell, there's lots of tiny details that it makes it a lot easier to have a very pointy pen to color in. And also I used some nice gold ink to give it a pop of color. So next weekend is Worldwide Knit in Public Day. I plan on meeting a friend for brunch and probably knitting at the cafe there. And I also will try to stop by Camera Obscura here in Santa Monica. Wild Fiber is hosting a free knitting workshop, and I wanted to stop by to see if I can help out at all. So in 2 weekends, which is June 24th and 25th, I believe, I will actually be out of town at a fiber retreat, which I'm super excited for. It is hosted by Griffin Dye Works, and I wound up some mini skeins of some stash yarn. This is just some Knit Picks palette, but I wound up the mini skeins so I can do some experimental dyeing. They have a lot of open dye days and dye workshops for this retreat. So dyeing is a great way to turn kind of boring colored stash to something super colorful and wonderful, so I can't wait to see what they turn out to be. But yeah, that's it for me this week, and please let me know if there's anything else you would like to see or you had any questions. You can comment down below, or I also started a Ravelry group, so you can find me over there. Thank you so much, you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye! You sleepy? You sleepy dog? Yeah. Lady, you good girl? Yeah. Who's a sleepy dog?
Huh?
Do you want pizza?
No, you can keep her.
No, you can take her.
She's just gonna sleep, just keep her.
No, she wants the pizza real bad.